So, in my last video, I was 100 days before surgery. Now, I'm only 63. Stay tuned and I'll tell you how that happened. Hi everybody, Val here, Trans Cheer Val. I came up with a YouTube channel name, awesome, because I'm trans, I'm a cheerleader, and my name is Val. Imagine that. Yeah, perfect. Anyway, yes, so what happened earlier this week was my hospital called me and they're like, the date that we had planned for you, September 19th, that's not gonna work. So what happened was they just gave me a date that was earlier. So it is now gonna happen it's gonna happen on August 22nd. So in 63 more days as opposed to 100. So yeah, I'm gonna have surgery sooner. And this was the greatest gift I could possibly have, just because it's 28 more extra days that I can live as my authentic self. And that's invaluable. Like, every moment's gonna count. But it did throw a little wrench in my plans, just a tiny little wrench. Of course, my plans were flexible enough. I was like, yeah, if you get a chance to get an earlier surgery date, of course you're gonna take it. Especially with any sort of gender confirmation surgeries, you know, you have to take that. So it did kind of put a little wrench in my plans. And I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about that wrench and kind of some of the things that I am doing to plan for my vulvoplasty that's coming up in only 63 more days. First thing I am doing is I am trying to learn as much as possible. I'm trying to learn as much as possible about the procedure. I am watching YouTube videos about, other trans people who have gone through trans surgeries. I like to watch those YouTube videos. I don't really like to watch the surgery videos too much because I'm just not interested in seeing that. That's just not who I am. But I love hearing the personal stories that are there. So that's been really good. It's been really informative, and I am excited to see how my experience is going to be different than somebody who gets a vaginoplasty, and I'm excited to see what's going to be the same, and I'm excited to share that with you. But yeah, first thing I'm doing, I am learning as much as I possibly can. Another thing is that the hospital is also sending me a lot of information. They give me this gigantic PDF that I have to go through, and I have to go through and do some homework with it too, talking about some of the things that could possibly be complicated, some of the complications and so on and so forth. So that's actually been really informative to kind of hear and back, and kind of going from the YouTube videos and what the hospital's saying, I kind of begin to get a good picture of what I could expect to go through going through the surgery. I think that's going to be really helpful. Another thing I haven't done yet, but I want to start doing, is I want to start talking to other people who've gone through the same procedure to see, to hear from them what their experience is. Now, my hospital does allow that. If I were to ask, I could probably get, one of their volunteers to talk to me about it. Or maybe I will be a volunteer afterwards to talk to somebody else who might be considering it. So that's an option for me. If you have that option, take it. Hear what other people have to go through. The second thing I'm doing is more social support and emotional support. I've got a lot of groups that I'm involved in. First, I've got my cat, who of course is going to support me no matter what, Simba here. But I have Cheer Salt Lake, my cheerleading team. I have the Pride Cheerleading Association. And then I also have my gym, Iron Allies Fitness in Salt Lake City, which is an amazing gym. It's LGBTQIA+ friendly, and I'll talk to you about them a little bit later. And I also have the Shield Wall of Kindred, my spiritual group. And I have told all of my groups about my surgery, about myself, and everybody has been nothing but supportive of me. I've not received a single negative negative comment or complaint or anything negative about it. And having that social support structure in place beforehand, I think is gonna help get me through. And I think all of those groups are gonna work together to help get me through. I've also been doing TikToks, and I've been doing a lot of like silly, kind of crazy, punny TikToks, and I have no clue where they're coming from because this is more my personality, this cheerful, hey, you could do it type personality. That TikTok personality is just, it's a monster I created, but I'm having fun with it. And I think that's also, important to have fun, kind of joke at the whole process a little bit or kind of come up with some silly puns. That to me is going to be helpful. And I'm also pretty busy in August before the surgery, so I have a couple of performances at Cheer Salt Lake. I've got a couple of Pride performances that we're doing, and then literally a couple days before surgery, I'm gonna have a Pride performance. I'm gonna hopefully have one of my dear friends from Portland come and join us for that Pride performance, so it's gonna be this great, busy, awesome weekend for me to have a friend and then go in very positive on that Monday morning. And one more thing which the hospital recommended me to do is to get therapy. And I have not really been much of a therapy type person because I'm really, really happy, but I can understand why they would ask me to do it because it is pretty emotional. So get yourself appointments to see a therapist for after the surgery, before the surgery, so that, so that you're ready. That's what they told me to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I got a therapist lined up. I might take them. I might find something like Pride Counseling or something like that. So it's a little bit more free and, use as much as I can or as much as I need or as little as I need. So yeah, get yourself some therapy lined up for just before the surgery and after the surgery so that, you're feeling good. This is where the wrench was thrown. Number 3 was the physical preparation. I have been going to the gym, Iron Allies Fitness, for a few months now, and it has been an amazing place for me. Everybody there is so super supportive of who I am. They're LGBTQIA plus friendly. They have trans coaches, so they understand what I'm coming from, and it's been a great experience working out there. And I'm in a much better place than I was just a few months ago. I have lost a lot of weight already. My blood pressure has just never been so good. And here's the print. I was expecting to have, say, 100 days of prep, but I have to cut that down by 30 days. So that means I have, less time to get in as much shape as I possibly can. So I'm just gonna do the best I can with whatever time I have. There's really no other choice, but yeah, one of the most important things you gotta do is make sure that you are training like for the Olympics, because the more you could do, the better. So I'm going to my gym. Like I said, I'm doing cheerleading. And I found that roller skating is an awesome cardio to do. I haven't gotten roller skating since I was like a kid, but when I started again, it was so much fun and it was a great cardio. So I just got myself a summer pass at the skate rink, and I'm just going there a couple times a week and just going around getting some cardio in, just because it's fun. The 4th thing I'm doing is plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so what I'm doing is I'm using an app called Notion, notion.so, just to make myself lists or just to kind of come up with a timeline of things. There's so many cool things you could do with Notion if you learn how to use it. But yeah, I'm going through like what the hospital gave me. Okay, I'm going to need to buy A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so I'm making the list there. Or I have questions that come up that I need to ask during the pre-op. So, making a Notion to ask all these questions so that I have everything, so I'm not forgetting anything. So always make sure that you are making a good plan. And Notion is a great application to do it because you use it on whatever device. It's awesome. Pull it up, use it, easy to plan your life out with Notion. Another thing that I'm doing is making a plan for after after surgery. Having the surgery is a huge, huge goal for me. And one of the things I've noticed in the past is kind of when I meet a goal, I kind of lose all of my motivation and it takes me a while to get going again. So I'm making plans for right after surgery, after I'm healed, after I could go back out into society and just enjoy my life again. You know, I have another goal that's completely unrelated to surgery that I'm going to go for, and it's going to be so much fun, and I'm looking forward to doing that in my body. And then, you know, planning to just enjoy life with myself, as myself, you know? Enjoy all these tiny little things in life that I've never had access to because of, you know, one little bump on me that needs to go away. But yeah, having that plan for after surgery so that you can keep yourself motivated, keep yourself growing, keep yourself in this positive progression, I think it's going to be really, really helpful, especially right after surgery when everything is awesome. I don't lose the motivation and just kind of get myself down into a lump like I was for the last year, a couple of years during COVID, you know, but that's a whole other situation. But I was thinking, yes, have a plan for after surgery, and I have a really awesome plan of something that I'm going to do afterwards, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Thank you for suffering through this video, sitting through this video, whichever you prefer. I hope that I was able to give you some ideas if you are doing some surgery preparation yourself, whether it is a gender confirmation surgery or another major surgery you may be facing. So I think all of these actually works for any surgery that you're going to be doing no matter what, whether you want it or not. So I hope this helps. And go ahead, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the YouTube stuff if you want to. No pressure. I'm not going to ask. I'm just doing this for information purposes only, not for monetization. Anyway, again, I'm Val. I love you all. Have an awesome day. Bye.